Our beautiful YouTube fragrance community is already shooting their top spring lists. They're probably not living where I'm living because I got snowbanks taller than me and I'm, to note, 6'3". YouTube fragrance community, welcome to my top 20 winter niche list for 2018/2019. Our community has already started throwing out their spring list to all of you out there. Well, I'm looking outside. I got snowbanks that are taller than me, and to note, I am 6'3". So I got 7 feet high snowbanks here in Canada. So I'm still in season with my list, but spring is around the corner and I wanted to finish off this winter season with this list. So as you know, I'm back to OG form, my top 20 list, top 10. I can't do it. Top 10 with honorable mentions, I can't do that either. I got to do a top 20. If you haven't already checked it out, I do have a precursor to this video and my top 20 winter designer list. The precursor is to let you know my region, the temperature in my region, why I choose the fragrances that I choose, or the notes that I choose in particular fragrances. Obviously my favorite notes for the season, the clothing I do wear. So my winters in Canada may be very, very different than your winters out there. So always take your favorite reviewers' seasonal list with a grain of salt. I like to give you guys at least a picture of what I'm going against out there. So let's get into my list. Let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at number 20. At number 20, we're not easing into this list. We're just going full-blown, crazy winter-based fragrances. This is from the House of Montal. Usually that's a standard in my top lists. This one right here, one of the more daring scents from the House of Montal. This is a beautiful, beautiful scent for everybody out there. This is Oud Cuir d'Arabie. So this is a fragrance that utilizes, of course, in the name, a lot of leather. There's some oud and some birch here. It is strictly for winter. This has a lot of oomph to the fragrance. It's not new to this list. It has made it as high as number 1 in 2017. So Oud Cuir d'Arabie. It's a fragrance that would be one of the most daring fragrances from the brand of Montal, which says a lot. And I love that character that this one brings. It's similar to Cuir by Mona Diorio, similar to Leather Oud by Christian Dior in imagery. Take that medicinal, barnyard, animalic-like appeal with those particular fragrances, and it's in here with a leather note. It has been number 1 on this list before because I absolutely love it, and it is definitely great when a rough Canadian winter comes in, and this winter has been rough for our fellow Canadians. Chad can attest to that. So if you need something powerful, Montal is the brand to do it. And usually they have at least one of these in my top 20 list. Oud Cuir d'Arabie at number 20. At number 19, we are not putting the foot off the gas because we are going hard again with the House of Amouage, the Blue Beast. And this one, oh man. I absolutely love Interlude Man. This one, big notes in this one would have to be incense, amber, and leather. Not a stranger of this list either. Has been as high as number 8 in 2017. I'm actually kind of surprised the resume on this one in regards to my top 20 winter list. It hasn't been in more top 20 lists, and I know why. I reach for Amouages, and there's a lot of competition in my Amouages. Epic Man, Jubilation, Interlude, Memoir Man, the list goes on and on. So Interlude doesn't have a huge track record as maybe some others in this list that are coming up, but it is one of my favorites from the House of Amouage. It has great nuances of smoke, spices, and some sweetness in this particular fragrance. Complexity, as far as Amouage goes, they're one of the best to do it. It is through the roof, and it is one of the better dark scents from the brand. So definitely check out Interlude Man for winter. At number 18, from the House of Tom Ford, we are not taking our foot off that gas pedal because this one right here, ooh, Ooh, sniff that. Amber Absolute from the House of Tom Ford. Big notes in this one, amber, vanilla, and incense. Has been as high as number 11 on this list in 2012. Amber Absolute is my base for resinous ambery niche scent. This one is a big 3 for me in the House of Tom Ford, including Tuscan Leather and Tobacco Vanille. Those are my big 3 that I correlate with the brand. I feel this one should have never been shelved, to be quite honest, from the House of Tom Ford. It's warm, it's syrupy, it's balsamic like no other. This blows the doors off the hinges when I wear it. And when I want a big, bold, resinous, syrupy, balsamic, ambery fragrance, this is where I go. Amber Absolute from the House of Tom Ford at number 18. At number 17, Uncle Serge. Uncle Serge, you can't have a winter list without an Uncle Serge, right? These are all staple brands here. I talked about Amouage, Montel, Tom Ford, and Serge Lutens, and these are staples. They should be for your winter. This one, oh, Serge, Sheldrake, you're the master. Fille en Aiguille. This one right here, 2009 release, made for winter. This one much greener than a lot of those other fragrances. It utilizes pine incense. I love the use of pine. Bay leaf in here, really giving it an herbal kick. Has been as high as number 2 on this list in 2015. So again, this one has done well for me, going as high as number 2 in 2015. The pine is the one wood note that I want to see more of. This is a great use of it. The House of Slumber House also utilizes it very, very well. Pine just reminds me of Christmas time, Christmas trees. It also has fruity nuances and an herbal bay leaf, very dry, warm as a scent. One of the best from Uncle Serge. Definitely don't sleep on, Chergui is kind of losing its edge in regards to the most popular Serge Lutens. Definitely check out Chergui, but Fille en Aiguille, a good one, at number 17. At number 16, we got some smoke coming up and a little bit of pine also. So I do like pine as a wood. I really think more brands should utilize it. I know it has a daringness, it's not as... Obviously not as nice as sandalwood, not as easy to utilize as sandalwood or cedar, but this one right here, oh, beautiful woody scent. Arso from the House of Profumo Roma. This is winter all day long, pine, incense, leather, the big notes in this particular fragrance. It has made the list in the past, a long time ago in 2012. Talking about the use of pine, this one utilizes it with a smoky incense, much different than Fille en Aiguille from Serge Lutens, but a great imagery of heavy, dense smoke. Great use of pine and cedar, gives you that double pop of woods in this fragrance and some balsamic qualities to it too. A great blend of notes that carry the scent for a long, and I mean long time. When you're buying Profumo Roma, the one thing that I gotta admit is that when you're buying that high price tag, you're going to get your money's worth with a lot of scents. If you like the scent, it is going to last. I love my wet, dry, campy, campfire-like scents, and this is one of those. Arso, a great one if you like smoky scents. Now let's talk a little bit more about some smoke here. This one right here from the House of Monadiorio, I think arguably her best fragrance, but in my opinion it's her best fragrance by a long shot. Oh, jeez. Number 1 on this list in the past, I believe in 2014. Oh my God. This one is great. Cuir by Monadiorio. This one, leather, castoreum, cardamom are the big notes in this fragrance. You can wear this day or night. You can wear this casual or dressed up. Has made this list in 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Cuir is built like leather oud from Christian Dior. If you don't like that one, you may not like this one. It has animalic tones with a smoky leather fragrance, and to me, that is a great match in heaven. I really like animalic tones with a leather. It just works so well. Mona utilizes castoreum and cade to give this scent its challenging tones of animalic and smoky qualities. The blend, simply outstanding all the way through. I don't know other than to say this is a masterpiece from Monadiorio. Honestly, I don't throw that word around, but I love this one. Her best in my opinion. Now at number 14, our first newbie to the list, which tells me I need to get more niche winter scents. I need to get my daring fragrances back, my game back on, because it looks like my old staples are populating this list. Well, we have a couple newbies. This is one of them. This is from MFK. I absolutely love Francis K's stuff. His higher end from Maison Francis. This one's super nice, and it's a far cry from everything I just named off. This is probably the smoothest, the sweetest one out of the brand. Amber Absolute's got some sweetness, but yeah, this one right here from MFK, Baccarat Rouge 540. So new to the list. I think this is better built for fall, but I've been wearing it for fall. Well, it's a new bottle to my collection, so I want to see how it does in fall and winter, and it has done very well. Big notes in this one, amberwood, pine, and saffron. So pine again. It has some green nuances that not a lot of people talk about. Obviously, they're talking more about the cotton candy, the redness in this particular fragrance. But I can wear this one casual and also dressed up. New to the list, reminds me of I need more MFK in my life. I just got Grand Soir. It's probably going to make the list next year. Grand Soir, by the way, I love it. It's just too new for this list. This is probably the lightest scent in this list, which is probably saying something, at the moment at least. This, of course, is a very polarizing scent that some hate, some love. Some are in the middle, some hate the price. I love how Francis utilizes some green, some wood, some floral, some spices here, hidden as well as they can be. It reminds me of some tricks that Jean-Claude Elena does, so I certainly appreciate those two perfumiers when they kind of do this. It has a salty, sweet punch to the amberwood, to the fragrance. Really good one, Baccarat Rouge 540, and this is, of course, to note the EDP version. I do not own the Extrait. So, moving on to number 13 to the list, and this one is not a newcomer. This is one that was on the list in 2013 at number 10. So, it's been a while, and this is another leather-based fragrance. This one, not as potent, of course, as Cuir by Mona Diorio. This one, it just reflects its brand, the brand of Chanel. It is from their higher-end line, and this is Cuir de Russie. And Cuir de Russie, very unisex, so a woman and a man can wear it, and it does have some floral tones to the fragrance, but that leather, oh, that leather. To note, this is the Eau de Toilette. I bought this before they reintroduced the line. This utilizes leather, birch, and ylang ylang, among others, as their big notes. You can dress this up, dress it down. Made the list years ago in 2013. It's not that I forgot about it, but sometimes some fragrances, with so many in my collection, they do get ignored. I would actually love this one on a woman, but it's also great on me. Chanel utilizes their florals like no other brand, and the florals in the scent are simply some of the best in the game, with, of course, the birch and the leather giving it some more daring, more robust notes. And that is your main theme in this particular fragrance. Chanel quality through and through. And if you're a fragrance head, you know what that means. Chanel quality. That's a good one. Cuir de Russie. Numero 12 at number 12, from the House of Slumber House. Big fan of the house. I own 4 or 5 bottles of the brand. Always trying to conserve because I don't have that much juice. My bottles are very much full, but I'm scared to lose a lot of this juice because it's hard to find. This is one of those houses that I wouldn't mind spending big bucks and blind buying. Slumber House. I love this brand. This is one of my favorites. It utilizes fir, incense, and spices. It's a 2012 release. It's an older fragrance. It has made as high as number 3 on this list in 2015. Oh man, this stuff is absolutely great. This is their old school bottles. They've changed their bottles quite a bit over the years. This is at number 12, Norn by Slumber House. In the past few years, Norn has killed this list, going at number 3 and number 4 respectively. I spoke about Josh utilizing pine and fir resin more in his scents as other brands. Kind of when I was talking about Fille en Aiguille by Serge Dutin. That's what I was talking about, the pine in this one. It's a great example of it. I know many scents portray dark green forests, but this one is a primary example of this. It's the darkest green I've ever seen, almost black as far as the juice goes. Beautiful incense, spices, fir, all wrapped in this little bottle. Sadly, I'm being cautious on how many times I wear this because it's very much magic. Sometimes I really do want to wear this one, and I wear fragrances like maybe a Black Afghano or something as dark as this, just to have that taste that I want from Norn, just because I know I can get Black Afghano. This one, a lot harder to find. At number 12, Norn. At number 11, we only live once, so maybe I should be wearing more of that. At number 11, it is from Naomi Goodsir, and you're like, what's that brand? It's a pretty good brand. I feel like it should get a little more love. The bottle presentation's kind of boring, but at the same time, who cares? Another smoky scent right here. Oh yeah, this is Bois d'Esses from Naomi Goodsir, and 2012 release. Has made it as high as number 9 on this list in 2016. Great for winter. It utilizes, it's got tobacco, incense, and cedar. It has that great smoky aspect to a fragrance that I love, but also has that woody aspect too. Kind of like Arso, it's built like that. This one's as solid as you can see, going in my list as one of the better smoky scents that I own in my collection. This one is so heavy on the smoke that sometimes I like other type of fragrances that utilize woods more. The one thing with this one, it's heavy on the balsamic tones too. It's very balsamic, almost to the end of being a little oily sometimes. I almost feel like it's oily on my skin, but it just smells a little way balsamic. But the blend's outstanding. This brand is great. Definitely check out Naomi Goodsir if you haven't. Really a great brand. One that doesn't get too much show in our YouTube fragrance community, but a good one at number 11. So the next two, leather-based, coffee-based. Let's get at them. This one right here from the House of Xerjoff. Obviously, Xerjoff is really known for their florals and their citruses. They do them very, very well. But at times there is some fragrances like this one right here that I can smell right now. Oh, beautiful. And this is a leather-based fragrance, and it is from their higher echelon line, and this is by Xerjoff. And I'm not going to throw this one away. 2007 released, has been as high as number 1 on this list in 2013, was number 2 in 2016, among others. So it has been almost a top 10 fragrance in my list since I purchased this one. One of the mainstays in this list, going as high as number 1 and as low as number 7. So this is the lowest it really has been since I purchased this. But it doesn't mean I'm starting to hate it. Doesn't mean anything like that. I'm just, trying to delve into other fragrances, wear them more. This is one of the better leathers in the game. It has that Xerjoff quality with some florals backing it, but the leather is mean. It's got some bite to it, and that's how I like my leathers. And this one does it really, really well. Much cleaner, classier than, let's say, a Cuir by Monadiorio or a, of course, a leather oud. More aromatic, but it still has that bite to it. Okay, I'm going to let you go now. But a really great scent from Xerjoff. Actually, one of my favorites from the brand. Next, it is a coffee-based fragrance from the House of Kerosene. If you haven't heard me talk about this fragrance, it already has made a fall list. It is new to this list. Oh, it's one of the best coffee-based fragrances that I've smelt. This is Follow by the House of Kerosene. Man, this is beautiful. So coffee, vanilla, maple sap makes up as the big notes in this particular fragrance. This one made my fall list this year, and it made my winter list this year. Coming in at number 9, it is one of the better coffee-based fragrances on the market. It's Starbucks in a bottle. It really has that dark roast type of feel. Dark, warm coffee beans. Beautiful, beautiful scent from the House of Kerosene. Follow. Definitely check this one out. Like, if you have to check out one Kerosene and you do like coffee like I do, this is my favorite from his brand. Like, not even. Now let's hit up my sweet tooth with 2 Guerlain fragrances. Some of my favorites from the brand. They're not classic in any way, but man, they are benchmarks for me. This one right here, of course, my benchmark for vanilla. I got the old school bottle. I cherish it. I cherish every spritz of this stuff. Oh, very, very balsamic, syrupy vanilla. And this is Spiritueuse Double Vanille from the House of Guerlain. Damn, vanilla extract. It really is very simple, straightforward scent, but oh, that vanilla. It utilizes also benzoin. I actually have to do a fragrance review on this one. I still have it on my channel. One of my favorites since I've purchased it. It has made as high as number 1 on this list in 2016. Another heavy decorated fragrance in this list throughout the years. Spiritueuse Double Vanille is a vanilla staple for me. It is the benchmark of vanilla-based fragrances for me. Simple, straight up, a very balsamic, syrupy vanilla. extract. The best vanilla I've smelt in my journey at this time. It's not the most complex, but when I want vanilla, that's where I go. Next, we got the tonka bean. One of the best tonka beans, the best tonka bean that I've smelt. Tonka Imperial by, of course, Guerlain. Another staple on this list. Tonka Imperial is, tonka bean is usually something that I like to wear in the fall. So it doesn't do very well on these lists. It has been as high as number 10 on this list. So this is the highest it's ever been. But, oh, that, it shows every nuance of the tonka bean. And I mean like that cherry, that almond, among others, the powdery aspect, the sweetness. So beautiful. The Tonka Imperial is absolutely beautiful. It is another heavily decorated Guerlain in this top 10 list, just like Spiritueuse Double Vanille. If you do like vanilla and tonka bean and you haven't smelt those two, go ahead. I think Tonka Imperial crowns Fève Délicieuse in the tonka bean race as the best in the game. It shows the almond, the sweetness, the cherry, facets among others in the tonka bean. Just complex, the depth is great, and all around great scent. It's one of those that you don't have to think. If you want a tonka bean scent, it's going to show you tonka bean. That one is a great one. Numero 6 is from the house of Naso Amato. Now, Naso Amato is a brand that I absolutely love. Barra Onda is obviously one of my newer fragrance purchases from 2 years ago. And I loved it. I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I did. This one is my old staple, my introduction to Naso Amato, and that is Black Juice, Black Afghano. 2009 release, best for winter. Big notes in this one: oud, incense, cannabis. It is a night and day use fragrance for me. I wear it more casually than formal. It has made as high as number 2 on this list in 2012. So going away from all those sweet scents that I just named off, this is classic Black Afghano. I know what I'm getting here. Very good resume on this one as far as the list goes. Take a look beside me. Never number 1, but always high on the list. Very balsamic, dark green, black in colors. Got some smoky nuances. It's oudy, just a dark scent that never disappoints when I do wear it. And of course, my introduction to Naso Amato. So, and I've never looked back. I still love this fragrance ever since I purchased it. At number 5, top 5 dead or alive, let's go from the house of By Kilian. New to the list. Not new to my collection. I've had you for a while. But I could see more fall nuances with this one. But you can still wear it in the winter. This is Apple Brandy. Oh, yeah. That oak. That vanilla, beautiful. A 2013 release. I can wear this one casually or even dressed up. Usually this is the spot that I put established cognac from Kriegler. But Apple Brandy is equally as good. It smells exactly what it says on the bottle. It's got the apple. It's got that brandy. It's got liquored apple that I kind of sense out of this fragrance. It goes a little woodier in the dry down once you start losing that apple, but so good as a fragrance. Apple Brandy, I like it. Not a huge fan of By Kilian, but when they do some stuff when you get a taste for it, they do some stuff well. Apple Brandy, I like it. At number 5. Just like By Kilian, this brand right here, Bond number 9, they usually don't show up in my top 20 list. I'll be honest, on my own, almost a dozen on each brand, By Kilian and Bond. I've obviously slowed down my purchasing out of those 2 brands, but they always have unique or some note breakdowns of certain fragrances that I just want to get, and then I'm just like, But there is some that come through, and this is new to the list, new to my collection. I just bought it last year, and this is Dubai Amber. Now this brand, when they first brought out the brand, I was like, fancy bottles. No, I don't want these. They're super pricey, but this one right here, Fragrantica sold me on this one, Dubai Amber. And you go on Fragrantica and you take a look at the fragrance reviews on this one. It's like, yuck, this is totally different. This is weird. I don't want to smell like this. Those are the kind of reviews that I like. Like, oh, I want it. So Dubai Amber, 2016 release. Amber, saffron, Gaiac wood also are big in this fragrance. Night or day, casual or dressed up. So one of my better purchases in 2018 was this one. Now, bottle number 9, they usually don't make my top 20 lists, and my niche lists are very hard to make. Like I own a lot of niche fragrances, especially for winter. ooh, like most of my niche fragrances are winter-based fragrances. This one is what I got from this one is very smooth, but very balsamic amber with a little funk to it. And that's where the people go, oh. But again, I like scents like leather oud. I like Cuir by Mona Diorio. Castoreum and civet, I'm not scared of. The more funk to it, actually, depending on what's around it, I like them. The funk is what sets this apart, in my opinion, from being a mediocre fragrance to being an interesting one. If it didn't have the funk, I'd probably be like, no. Bond can make interesting scents. Hey, Silver Factory, to name one. I can't wait to actually review this one, wear it more often, and actually get that review out for you guys, because this one's kind of a sleeper hit from the house of Bond number 9. Pricey though. Now from the house of Christian Dior, hey, talking about this little devil, I actually probably said the name of this fragrance like 4 times in this top 20 list without actually saying it's in the list. Well, now it's in the list. Leather Oud from Christian Dior. A lot of you are going to be like, ugh. I'm giving Mark a thumb down just because he's got leather oud in this one. Yeah, I like what I like. And I love this one. 2010 release, and I got this in New York. So it's a special bottle. I killed it. And like, I got to go back to New York because I killed it. I got this. I got Abram. What else did I got? Acide d'Aluminium from Creed before they shelved it. I bought a whole bunch of great fragrances in New York. So when I go there, I'm in trouble, but I get great fragrances. So this one right here, made for winter. Big notes in this one, civet, leather, and oud. Day or night, I wear this one more casually than dressed up. I think it has made the list every single year that I purchased it for winter. It has been as high as number 2 on this list. So it's number 3 this year, which is right around its wheelhouse. I don't think it's ever left the top 10. I wear this when I want to go extra baller, and I wear a fur coat outside with a suit. That's right. This is when I would wear this. This stuff is simply outstanding and probably the best in the animalic and leather blend genre that I love so much. Never number 1 on the list. It should be and probably will be at some time. I've been on this platform for a long time, and I've had this for quite a long time. It's always been a favorite of mine, never number 1. Hard to wear, but that's okay, because I wear it, and when I do wear it, I love it. A great one. Leather Oud. At number 2, we have Robes08. I only own 2 fragrances from Roja. That's plenty enough. I'm not a big Roja fanboy. I like what I like. I keep saying that, but this one right here, 2012 release. Oh, yeah, this one is worth the price, in my opinion, again. Oh, this one called Amber Oud. Amber Oud from Robes08, great for fall and winter. Rose Oud Saffron combo. Okay, so now you know there's like a gazillion Rose Oud Saffron, so you're like, Mark, why is this Roja worth it to you? Why is it number 2 on your list? That's pretty high for Rose Oud Saffron. It has made the lists prior to this year. This is not, I've had this fragrance for a while. It has made it as high as this in 2017, actually. So last year's list at number 2. And it returns at number 2. And the reason why, I think it's one of Roja's best. And honestly, I'm not a fan of his work. It is one of your typical Rose Oud combos, but it has so many facets that I can't say it's typical. Typical is kind of throwing dirt on this one. The Rose is king on this one. The Rose is king, just like Agar Wood from James Healy. I love that one. It has that jammy rose quality, but it's dry. It's got some woody aspects to the fragrance. It's got some spices. It's got some florals, of course. Some aromatic qualities, yet still dark as a fragrance. One of the best, and I think highly wearable as a scent. It really isn't as dark as you would portray it as an amber oud. You would think it would be heavily ambery, oudy scent. I wouldn't say not particularly, but not particularly. Rose is king in this one, but a great one. Amber oud. Number one. It is from a brand that will be a little off the cuff. Not for me, but for our community. Our community, Aventus this, Aventus that. You might have a Robes08 as a number 1, or by Killian, Tom Ford, Creed, Nasomato, Xerjoff, all the big names out there. But This right here from the house of Histoire de Parfum. Histoire de Parfum. A great brand. A brand that I highly recommend for you to check out. I own 3 fragrances from the brand. Not too many. This one right here I got in NYC. And it is no stranger to a top 10 slot in this list. Congratulations to Edition Rare Abram. And this one right here, mwah, beautiful scent. Oh, one of the best ambers in the game. Amber, castoreum in this one are the big notes in this fragrance. I can wear this day, night, casual, dressed up. I can wear this in the fall. I can wear it in the winter too. It has some edge to it for a fragrance head like me that likes things interesting, right? But it also has very, I wouldn't say generic, but very wearable personality to the fragrance, right? You're not going to be wearing a leather oud all the time, right? It's great. It's great for those certain, and this is what this list is about. A lot of daring notes, a lot of daring fragrances, challenging fragrances, fragrances that get the juices flowing, right? Nothing boring. This one, you know, a lot of them, I'll be honest, not hugely wearable, right? You can't wear them as signature scents. Maybe, depending on you. But this one right here can be. Now, it has been as high as number 2 on this list in previous years. I mean, it was number 2 in 2011 when I first got it, when I went to New York. It has been steadily number 3, number 7 in 2 years in a row, then number 9, then number 6, then number 3 last year. So look at that resume. That's a nice resume. Top 10 every year since I've owned it. Never been number 1. Well, today's your day. Which a lot of my favorite fragrances can't say. There's only a number 1 once every year. But this one finally did it. A beautiful amber scent. It has some iris. It's got some woods. It's got some animalic character, but they're tamed. I mean, it's got some powdery aspect from the iris, buttery aspects from the iris. The iris actually brings things together. Amber Absolute is my benchmark for dark resinous ambers. This is not on Amber Absolute level. This is my benchmark for a smoother ambery fragrance, but it also has a little bit of bite to it just to make it interesting enough. This is so good. Best from the brand in my opinion. Best. I still wanted petroleum. I went to New York and I saw that bottle that said petroleum. I didn't even care about this. I was like, oh, petroleum. And that was in my shopping cart. And then I smelled this and I'm like, oh, forget petroleum. Yeah, number 1. Congratulations to Histoire de Parfum Abram. Their Edition Rare editions. Really great stuff. And I still need to get petroleum, actually. That reminds me. I got to put a reminder on my phone. I got to get petroleum. Abram, a great one. If you get a chance to smell this, definitely do. So again, a great fragrance. And again, this is what I wore during the winter. This is what I love. And a lot of these brands, you might say, hey, right, you named Amber Absolute, but what about Tobacco Vanille? What about Tuscan Leather? What about Oud Wood? What about Noir de Noir? Nasamata? What about the other ones? And by Killian? And I can go on. And a lot of these brands, I'm telling you, I can do a top 100 and still I'd be missing some great fragrances. So there's only so much one man can wear, but this one right here, number 1 this year. Congratulations to Abram. And thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you watched it all. If you have, please press that like button. I absolutely love it. I do look at videos that do get more likes. I'm going to start, I don't treat this as a business, but I do want to start looking at my analytics a little bit more and seeing what you guys want to see on the channel. So please do that. If not, a comment below too. I'd love to hear what you've been wearing in the niche brands. If not, you can always suggest stuff to me. I'd love to discover new stuff, even from these brands. I may own it, I may not. Hit in the comments below. A lot of these I haven't reviewed yet and I've owned for several years, so I need to get more. I gotta get my reviewing game on again. So again, this is going kind of long. Now I gotta start working on those spring lists. I got a top 100 niche list coming up too this year. That is on the project list that I need to finish up for all of you. Thank you so much for the support. Have a good one, YouTube.